trip to Texas, a split. I guess let's talk about the first one, a high-scoring affair. Over 100 points for both teams. Your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I thought, we knew we were going to play great competition down there, and they were picked to win their league for a reason. They played a very unconventional way and pressed the whole game, double teamed the whole game. It's something that honestly we haven't seen in a couple years because usually people don't do it against us because we have such good shooting and passing that we're able to, get wide open shots against it. So a lot of the teams won't commit to doing that against us. And they stuck in it. We obviously scored the ball really well against it, but I thought we missed way too many open shots. We fumbled some balls that led to turnovers that if we wouldn't have turned it over, they would have been layups. And, I thought in some ways it was easier to picture us scoring 125 and winning that way than it was even the defense. That was kind of my first reaction. And then when I rewatched it, I thought we still had way too many breakdowns defensively. And, I thought Brian and Max haven't practiced this whole preseason, and I was worried about them being able to play this weekend at all. And that style and that pace of that game really didn't suit those two trying to play their first game with no practice. And so they kind of caught us at the right time with some of that stuff. And we still had a ton of chances to win, and very disappointed we lost that game because I really think we left a lot of chances out there. Now, saying that, first game of the year against the team that's picked to win the league, you play a close game and lose and feel disappointed, that's probably a pretty good sign going forward.
And then, Coach, the second one, kind of a different result, more of a, I would say, defensive, lower scoring game, but you guys come out on top.
Yeah. Lubbock Christian is a phenomenal team. They beat the Friday night. They beat the number 6 ranked team in the country by 20 plus. And it's, we're playing at their place. They had Saturday off where we had to play back to back. It kind of felt like there was, based on the results of the first two and all the circumstances, I kind of went into that thinking there's very little chance we're going to get this one done. And I was very surprised by how tough we were, how competitive we were, how hard we played. It was a really, really positive sign about this group that with all those reasons, all the injuries, that we really should have lost that game and probably lost by quite a bit. The fact we were able to win and win pretty easy tells me a lot about the group and gives me a lot of confidence going forward that in those toughest moments when your back's against the wall, which is every NCAA tournament game, every conference championship game is going to be back-to-back. It gives me confidence that they can, find something deep inside them where even when they don't have any legs or any juice, they're able to still find a way to win.
And then, Coach, should we look ahead to the upcoming matches and or games and your kind of thoughts on those headed in there after having this weekend?
Yeah, I think talking to a lot of the coaches down there, all of which are very good and played in a lot of NCAA tournaments and stuff like that. My hope was, and I think a lot of the things that they've said in the past has helped them, is the first weekend and all the travel. It might not be that fun or it might not be perfect, but the goal of that is that it pays off for you down the line. And so I'm hoping that we have a weekend under our belts and playing some teams that haven't played before. There's kind of two sides of that coin. One is we should be a little bit more ready and able to play at a high level because we have, we made so many mistakes this weekend. We can fix them, maybe play better. The flip side of it is those teams are fresh and they're going to be hungry and they have film on us and know exactly what we look like, where we don't know exactly what they look like. So it'll kind of be interesting to just see how that test goes as far as what was the better thing in hindsight and the positives and negatives. Both teams are really good. I think both will finish top of the GLVC. And these are the games at the end of the year. It's always kind of weird to me, but they end up being possibly the two most important games of the season because when you're talking NCAA tournament stuff, one of the big tiebreakers is head-to-head and how you did against other regions. And knowing that these two teams are going to do very well in the GLVC, at the end of the year, if we're on the bubble, a lot of that in or out is going to come down to this weekend. So it's a huge opportunity and something we can't take lightly.